Hey y'all, happy Thursday. Welcome in. I already got the IG popping because if you want to give your live reactions, I want to start off today with that because the finale episode, yeah, I'm still stressed. I'm going to rewatch it after I get off of live tonight. It's been a very interesting day for me, a very emotional day. It's been an emotional week for me if y'all have been paying attention and you follow me on these good here interwebs on Instagram or Twitter. I think I've only really been sharing it on Instagram. But yeah, so if you have been following me, then you know there's a lot going on. And if you watch my Bel Air breakdown video already, then you know that I lost a friend yesterday, and that is kind of added to some of the like energy shift that I already was experiencing this week. But it's all good because we got this bomb episode of Bel Air. Where the hell is my... We got this bomb episode of Bel Air that allowed me, honestly, shout out to everybody who's in my close friends, because it let me like release. Like, I'm so glad this episode was as emotional as it was, because I cried and for my friend, for like how I was feeling this week. Like, in addition to like a friend actually passing, like there's a few newer friends and like YouTubers that I had recently connected with that now I'm like no longer attached to just because of some funky energy things this week. So, and I'm a person who struggles with loss, and shout out to one of my friends who said that when she checked on me today, she was like, girl, I know you struggle with loss, so I'm here if you need me. And it really took her saying that for me to be like, oh yeah, I really kind of do. So anyway, I said all that to say, it's been a very emotional week for me. I'm looking for the chat because I gotta call, like, shout everybody out, but I don't know what tab it's on. Thank you, Naya. I love you too, girl. I love you so very much. Like, shout out to y'all. Like, Naya and Melissa is one of the like our group text is one of my safe spaces, and I'm so grateful because they literally just have been taking all of my crap and like listening to me cry and holler and all of that. But okay, I've got the chat back up so I can see everybody. Welcome in, everyone. Kathleen, how are you, boo? Nia Love, hey, Tamara, shout out to the members, Tamara and Keish, I see up in here. Big Kev is already on IG. If you want to, do your live reactions, because after I say hello to everybody, I want to get everybody's live reactions before I even talk. So come over there and request me, because I'm gonna have y'all do that, and then we're gonna like do reactions only. Then I'm gonna talk, and then we're gonna come back and you can have y'all dive in and like go and really talk or whatever. We're gonna try to put a little structure to this thing. But let me finish shouting everybody else out. Radiant Rob Unique, hey boo, I haven't seen you in a couple lives. How are you? I'm so glad that you're back. Calvin, hey. M. Williams, hey. Zai, what's up? I cannot wait. Zai, I cannot wait to talk with you today. Okay? Like, this episode, like, I've been like so trying to key in on all the black men around me, because I think that this was a very powerful episode for black men, and I can't wait to hear y'all's thoughts. Vanessa Jones, what's up? Tink Loves Music, hey boo. Queen Fab, hey. See Bree Sing 01, what's up? Shari, what's up, boo? Shagrita, hey, thank you so much. Thank y'all for sending all the condolences that you have sent. I have been like really kind of shocked. Well, not really, like that might be dramatic, but I don't think I really registered how supportive y'all are. And I really took time this week to be like, oh, Erica, you're oversharing, or don't share all of that. But if I was going to miss lives or not really be posting or just have things going on, I was like, man, just tell them what it is and what it ain't. And I really appreciate y'all, sending me kind words and sending your condolences and your love and sending positivity my way when I was speaking about like being in a very low vibrational place. Like, it's really dope to be able to be honest and vulnerable with a group of people that you know you're cultivating community with that you never even really met in real life, but it's the love still feels so very real and the support is very real. So I'm appreciative of that. Like I want y'all to really know I'm really, really appreciative of that. It's one thing like I think I tend to get like the negativity and I'll harp on it because my personality is I just want everybody to like me. And when I get negativity, I'm like, oh, why is it this? And I didn't do anything to them. And I'm like spiraling behind it. But this week, if it hasn't taught me anything else or shown me anything else, it's like, yo, you really do have like way more support than you do negativity. And I need to relish in that and bask in that and really register it because it's so easy for us to dismiss the support and the love and focus on the negative things that people are saying, on the negative things that people are doing. But I want y'all to know, like, I really appreciate all the positive things that y'all have done and said and energy that you've sent my way this week. It has meant the world to me. So, and I pray on any of your worst days or any of your tough days that me showing up as my authentic self and creating the content that I do, that it in some small way helps you, supports you, make you laugh. When you guys let me know about the things that are going on in your life, I try my best to support you and reciprocate. So the way that y'all showed up for me this week, man, I can't ask for anything more. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you so much for the condolences that you have sent. AJ was just different, man. Just different. And for it to be something that happened completely out of nowhere. I mean, death period is hard, but when it's like completely out of nowhere and blindsides you, it really just kind of disorients you for a little bit. So I feel like that's the space that I'm in. Don't be surprised if at some point in this live I cry because I've been very emotional. This episode was so emotional, but it's all good because we in here tonight. We're going to chop it up. We're going to talk. And we're going to break it down. We're going to talk about the finale, but we're also going to talk about the season as a whole. And we're going to get it all out because I think that Peacock, Bel Air, Westbrook, everybody involved did a phenomenal job of creating this bomb ass series for us. Please, Peacock, can we get 20 episodes next season? My God. Because I really feel like y'all will leave me out here like a junkie. And I just am going to be on the corner looking for Bel Air. And I don't think it's fair, honestly. Like, I don't think that I did anything to y'all for y'all to, like, subject me to this, get me high like this, and then just leave me out here with nothing. So what we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Okay. So first things first. Brenda, what's up? Sienna, how are you? Shanoa, hey boo. Thank you so much for your condolences. Francis, hey. First things first. I want to patch people in to just say what their first reaction thoughts are to the episode. So if you would like to be on camera and drop your thoughts, then come over to IG right now and request me. I'm going to patch a few people in. Other than that, if you don't want to be on camera, continue to drop your thoughts in the chat and I will read those out. Let me see who is first up. Oh, Calvin, Kofi's in the building. Kofi's over here on Instagram. He's like, Erica, I'm not even playing with you. I'm already over here. Like, what you saying? What you thought? Let me get it together now, child. So that we can patch them in.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
I am great. How are you?
Good. First, before I get my thoughts on,
Hold on, wait a minute. It's not synced just yet. Wait for it to be on YouTube. It's a little bit of a delay.
yeah, that's good.
I want to make sure. Okay.
Oh, it's oh, hey, how you doing?
Yes.
Cool.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm doing all right.
Hey, sorry, my brother's asking for something.
Come on, brother. Hi, brother.
Hey, brother, don't put me on live. Chill out, man. That's my brother. Oh, she does TV reviews for all the TV shows and stuff. So. Oh. Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. That's my brother. Sorry, he was business. What is this? Oh, she does TV reviews for all the TV shows and stuff. So. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, that's my brother. Sorry, he was asking me who I was talking to, but it's all good. Look, first, before I give my thoughts, I just want to send my condolences. I know how it is to lose someone. About 2 years ago, I lost my best friend too. It was a dude I used to work with at Disney. He actually passed away in his sleep. Yeah, he passed away in his sleep, and that really affected me so much so that I had to take some time off of school. So, yeah, so I know how hard that is to lose a friend. So, just want to let you know that we got you. I'm gonna keep you in my prayers, and there'll be the light at the end of the tunnel. So, I thought I should say that before
you.
Yeah, I thought I should say that before.
Thank you. And I'm so sorry for your loss. I can only imagine.
Yeah. I know it's not the day doesn't go by that I think about Edgar a lot, but I know he lived his life, and yeah, he enjoyed stuff. So I know I'm gonna see him on the other side when my time comes. So
yep.
Anyway, this episode, man, I gotta say, I ain't gonna lie, this was an emotional roller coaster, like from start to finish. I mean, first of all, I gotta shout out Marlon Wayans. I didn't know he had that type of range, man. I always think
a lot of people are saying that. Like, Kev was like, I didn't realize that he was gonna be able to be a serious actor like that. And I was like, wait, really? I don't know, maybe because I be paying attention to like little indie stuff. Like I've seen him do other dramatic things before. So I knew that he had these type of chops.
Yeah, but when I think Marlon Wayans, I just think Real Husbands of Hollywood, all the movies he did with his brother Sean, the Wayans Bros, all that. He's like a funny comedian actor, but for him to dive deep and be this serious, play probably a character made iconic by Ben Vereen as Lou, and like really knock it out of the park. I thought that was really, really dope. And overall, I thought this was like I said, it was a very, very emotional episode. Left me with more questions than answers because I felt like we didn't get the full story. Yeah, he went to prison. Yeah, he robbed a dude, but I felt like there's more that's there that I don't think has been explored yet. You know what I'm saying? And I think, maybe we'll get those answers in season 2, but, Bel Air, bro. I'm watching that. Yeah, anyway, like, it was a good episode, man. And I ain't gonna lie, Carlton, he did his thing, too. I mean, and is it wrong for me to be annoyed with Lisa now? Like, I like Lisa, but she annoyed me in this episode, especially. Girl, it ain't about you, man. Like, had Carlton not come over to, like, explain the whole situation, I don't know. She'd have still been kicking that negative energy. So, some of the things so I don't know what's going to happen next. I think there'll be continuous fallout, and maybe this is where it's going to be like, I don't know, maybe there's more that's coming that we don't know yet. You know what I'm saying? And I really, yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, Lisa was interested in this episode.
Yeah.
This was definitely given stressful. Honestly, to me, she just, since the whole thing has gone down, it just has reminded me like, oh wait, she's a black girl from Bel Air. Like, remember that, Erica. She's a black girl from Bel Air. That's a very clear distinction that we have to make. And she don't realize or don't know all of the things that's going on. But it's like, girl, we don't even have time to think about what you're thinking about.
And honestly, the fact that she's still holding on to this is really annoying me. Because the thing is, it's not like he coerced you into, you gave yourself to him. You took it to that next level, you know what I'm saying? Will was content with like taking things slow. He didn't put that on the table. You did. So maybe a part of it is that she feels guilty because she felt like, he didn't think she probably feels inadequate because she thinks that he wasn't open enough to her. Like he didn't feel comfortable enough to tell the whole truth. But like that is probably what it is. But like at the end of the day, like I said, I got to show once again. Carlton had to be the voice of I didn't think after we watched Carlton from season 1, shucking and jiving in the first episode, dancing to Bob Schmurder to him like with tears in his eyes, saying, I cannot, like, he never gave up on me. I need him back. Like, we've done a complete 180. So I thought that was, yeah. I thought that was,
Carlton has officially earned me off his neck.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's snorting another line. I'm going to be like, well, we're going to get you to rehab sometime, but I'm going to go ahead and let you do it.
Yeah. And for some reason,
he has his brother. Like, I feel like he finally realized that Will is his brother, and he ain't trying to lose it.
Yeah. And Geoffrey's presence, even though he wasn't in this episode, you still kind of felt like his actions set everything in motion, because Will asks him to help him find his dad, gets the information on his dad. You know, he has that confrontation with Phil, and then Lou comes up, pulls up to the house, unannounced, and says, "Your boy Geoffrey told me that my son needs me." And I'll talk about that argument real quick, man. I mean, I understand this is a young, emotionally volatile teenage boy, but that's still your father, so you can't.
Oh no, it's gonna be a no for me.
I mean,
it's gonna be a no for me. But let me go and read some of the other people's responses to the overall show, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna deep dive into this argument, because it's some layers there.
Yeah.
Give your initial reaction to the episode, your initial feelings, your initial thoughts. Then come over to Instagram and request me. Right now over on YouTube, y'all are saying, M. Williams says, let me be the first to say that Carlton was giving Snake vibes this episode, and I was surprised to see Marlon playing Will's dad. Wait a minute, Carlton was giving Snake vibes? How was he giving Snake vibes? I'm confused. I'm very confused. Kofi, I don't know how actually. How to...
I just exit and then...
Oh, okay.
I'll be in the chats, and then when we dive deep into the episode, I got some thoughts about doing Will's argument, because something just didn't sit right with my spirit.
Okay. I got Jennifer queued up behind you, so you pop off and we'll bring you back. Not y'all talking about Carlton giving Snake vibes. What is going on with that? This Nia Love says this episode gave everything it needed to give. I watched it twice so far. I haven't gotten a chance to watch it again, but I am going to. I cannot wait to do so, man. I need the explanation on what kind of snake vibes we talking about Carlton giving, because he finally impressed me, and now y'all like, he giving snake vibes. Definitely, Nia Lips has definitely shed a few tears this episode, for sure. Calvin says, I love how Jazz keeps Will grounded and gives him support and advice as a black man. Jazz is like a big brother to Will. Big facts. And he need to take his behind to Jazz's house, because ain't nobody got time for what he doing running around LA with these little basketball shorts and this duffel bag. Francis says, big up to the single moms who really had to step up and raise young men without their dads. This episode was truly tear-jerking, a little, but very emotional. Yeah, shout out to the single moms, man. Shout out to the single moms. Tink Loves Music says, magnificent episode of a beautiful and dynamic series. Yes. Queen Fab, yes, we need season 2 now. Like right now. Immediately. I don't know when season 2 is coming. I thought that they already started production on it. But I'm not 100% sure about that. Jabari Banks' acting was amazing this episode for sure. Brenda says, solid season finale. They give us 12 to 14 episodes for real. I just hope they don't make us wait too long for season 2. I'm praying. I'm praying, praying, praying. The showrunner we're talking about though, how, or no, maybe it was Morgan. I can't remember if it was the showrunners or if it was Morgan Cooper, the creator of the series, who was talking about how they turned the show around really, really quickly. Like they were filming this in September, and you know it gets released in February, so we could maybe, if they go, depending on when they go into production, we could get something by the end of the year or the top, very top of next year. So we'll see. C. Breeson says, I was in my feelings this episode, shed a thug tear for real. Yes, all emotions felt this episode. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. When Carlton slipped Will that money, it made me want to give him a big hug. Is Carlton coming through in the clutch? Okay. It's like, Carlton, where has this Carlton been? But I'm glad you're here. You know what? We're going to get off your neck because we're glad that you are here. Okay. We need Geoffrey back. You see what happens when he ain't here. All hell broke loose. I also want to talk about, where do we think Geoffrey is? Like, do we think that he's still in LA? Has he gone back to Jamaica? Is he in London? Like, what? I know he was supposed to be going on to take care of like a family emergency. That's the lie that they were given. But like, what does this actually look like? Because we've gotten the little Easter eggs of, oh, you know, worry about your son, or you're just saying this about Will because you're worried about your son. And it's like, well, did he go find his son? Like, maybe he actually do need to stay away because he needs to go take care of whatever he got to take care of on his end. They better let Geoffrey back in that house. Oh, Viv is going to be on it because she said she did not approve of the shenanigans that her husband had going on. She did not approve at all. I got y'all. If you waiting on the IG, I got you to give your reactions. I want to go through and read a couple more of these comments in the chat. Shanoa says, but Lisa has to recognize that her dad is a police chief. It makes sense not to tell her off that alone, much less what Phil had to do for him. Exactly. Shari says it's a no for me too, just like Will said, respect is earned. We're going to talk about that fight. Because I was like, oh, Will is jumping big bad. And you know what? Maybe he need to German suplex him real quick to let him know what it is and what it ain't. Because every now and again, honor thy mother, thy father, but also thou shalt not play with me. I'm just saying. They was really trying to make me like Carlton. You don't like Carlton after all this? I do. I done got on the Carlton train. We actually saw Carlton caring about Will. He put money in Will's pocket. Yes, Will was justified in everything he said to Lou. I don't care if he was being disrespectful. I had to Olmar says I had to walk away. The convo between Will and Lou hit way too close to home. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry you had to experience something like that. Something about Lou rubs me the wrong way. I need more meat on his storyline. Yeah, I agree that Lou felt it was okay to put his hands on Will had me heated. It's the audacity. I was like, please don't make us put you down in here. Please don't make us put you down because you thought, but you thought wrong. Get bodied if you want to up in this Bel Air mansion. Be a hell of a way to go. That's all I'm gonna say. It'll be a hell of a way to go. I got a feeling we will not see a season 2 until the fall, if not earlier next year. Yeah, for sure. I think Lisa has something serious to tell Will because she started to cry and was emotional. All right, now we ain't doing no damn teen pregnancy. I don't think she's pregnant now, y'all. Come on with it. All right, let me, I have a few people who want to give their thoughts. Jennifer, you are first. Let's patch you in, love. I believe G is still in LA. He probably has another place somewhere. Okay, maybe. But I also need him to handle his business of what he got going on because y'all not going to keep bringing up his son and then he ain't doing nothing about it now. Come on. Um, he in Cuba. I can't. The conversation Will had with his dad was super emotional, but I think Will may have gotten a little closure. I agree. He said everything that there was to say, and I was sitting there like, ooh, 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 ooh. Okay. All right. Okay, we have everything that there was to say, and I was sitting there like, ooh, 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 ooh. Okay. All right. Okay, we have the dope, amazing, great takes tank, right?
What's up, sis? What's up?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good right now.
I'm glad you're smiling today. That's important. That's
Thank
important.
you. What
You
are
have to
your
recharge. It's
thoughts?
it's a lot going on. You have to recharge. So I understand taking some time for yourself. Definitely.
It's so much going on, child. At this point, I'm just riding the waves.
Yes.
I'm gonna lean
Gotta
into the
keep
joy when I
moving.
feel it. I'm gonna lean into the sadness if I feel that, and we're gonna just
There you
ride
go.
these waves.
That's right. That's right.
How you
But
feel
this
about the episode?
episode, woo, I was on an emotional roller coaster, just like Will. This was tough. I'm waiting to see what Coco gonna say about this Will argument because I feel like respect is earned, and you not gonna walk up in here and talk about my mama, and she been raising me for 17 years. I don't know what you thought.
I'm like,
No.
this went left real
Mm-mm.
quick. Y'all was just talking about Ellen Iverson and sneaking in someplace you ain't had no damn business being in. These talking about something, boy, you your mama, boy, you don't know me.
At all. At all.
Like he tried it.
At all.
He tried to expedite.
Come on now. Yeah, you definitely have. And then for the fact that he was really playing with his heartstrings. He a whole con artist, just like like Vice said. Like you crying on cue. Like, come on now. He
Wait,
really tried to play with
you don't think that him crying was real or any of that?
it. Mm-mm.
No.
I got a feeling it's just, part of his way of trying to get in and to make himself feel better and to like kind of take some of the edge off and to get sympathy.
I
But we shall
mean,
see. I
if he a
think I
con
think
man,
it's
sense.
I think it's a lot more to the story. We just don't know it yet.
I ain't gonna lie, and I said this in my breakdown video. I'm kind of annoyed that all that is to Lou's story is he was in prison.
Yes, it
I'm
has to
like,
be more than that.
y'all been holding this because he went to prison for assaulting somebody?
That can't be it. Like it has to be something with the case, considering they brought up that Phil represented him,
Mm.
and Vice said that he adamantly said that he didn't do it. So I don't know. It has to be more. I hope it's more because Marlon did a good job. Yeah, he did a great job.
I wanted it to be Will at that door so bad, but
Yes,
once it was revealed that it was Marlon, I didn't feel no type of way. I was like, I take it.
I hit that Marlon. What? Yes, he did, and I like because you can tell that he was truly acting by the way, the tone of his voice, the way he stands, everything. He did a great job to me. I really paid attention to all that.
All the
And I just want to say the
mannerisms.
directing and the cinematography tonight was amazing. And how the series started with them and it's daytime and they standing out looking over the city, and then it ends with it being night and they doing the same thing. And that just shows, the dynamics of the show and how even though you're in the same places, you're gonna get different results. Gotta rock with it.
Yeah.
Like Jazz said, it's time for Will to make a choice. It's up to him now. You got all the information. What are you gonna do with it?
Literally. And this him
Yes,
running
but
out, making sure he tell his little cousin, brother, sisters that he love
yeah,
them. But I don't know
mm-hmm,
you two hoes.
right. Oh, he
And I
put
gotta
all them
show up.
adults in their place. All of them. All of them. He didn't want that smoke with his mama, but he got it with everybody else. He didn't want that smoke. He came real calm with his mom on that phone, but Viv and Uncle Phil, And then I'm like with Uncle Phil, why is he still lying about Geoffrey? Like, why keep the lie going? That I don't understand.
This boy's like, keep the lie alive. Keep the lie. And
All
it's
right.
like, sir. And it's so, it was very interesting to me that Carlton didn't burst his bubble. He just was like, I'm leaving. And then Ashley and Hilary got to be like, we already know. So now you look stupid.
Right.
And
it shows you how much he looks at his kids, but he don't actually see them. Because if you saw the way Carlton was asking you that question, he pretty much telling you, I already know. I'm just waiting to see if you gonna actually tell me the truth.
Yep. Literally.
And he didn't. He didn't even think about telling them the truth. I don't understand it.
He was quick with it. He didn't even think about it.
At all. At all.
So true. That is so
And then Carson probably like, that's gonna make him think like, were you trying to spend time with me just because you had time, or did you really want to spend time with me?
Yeah, and it's so sad because when you watch Carlton's eyes light up when he's like, okay, you gonna tell Will? He's like, no, I just thought it would be you and me. He's like,
right.
You would have thought he just hit the damn lotto. And I'm just like, don't mess this up. Don't mess this up, Phil. Don't mess this up. Of course, you mess it up.
Yeah. Yeah. He did. But it was a great, great episode. I did cry because, I connected with it, but it was really good. It was really, really good.
We're going to deep dive into this argument between Will and
Yes.
Like you said, I think that there's more there. I definitely want to start off the conversation, though, just getting people's general thoughts. We get that next person up. If you want to come and speak your piece and say what you think, what you feeling about the episode, how you're responding, you can come over to IG and request me. And we'll get you up while we wait for the next person. Oh, wait, he's there. Okay, so give me 2 seconds. Let me read a couple of these comments in chat. I'm trying to keep up with the chat this time, y'all. I'm trying to do better. Will's dad had the nerve to talk bad about his mother. Yes, Tracy. Like, what was you thinking? That's off. Like, this is literally y'all first conversation. You ain't seen this boy since he was 4. And the next thing you want to say is his mother was trying you, yada, yada, yada. Boy, you will get beat up in this house. It's too soon for a pregnancy scare, y'all. Don't put that in the atmosphere. That's what I'm saying. It's way too soon. That conversation hit home for me. Sharika definitely felt Will on that. Oh my goodness. That's real. That's so real. Thank you, Sharika. I appreciate your condolences. All right, Zah. How you feeling? What is? That's real. That's so real. Thank you, Sharika. I appreciate your condolences. All right, Zah. How you feeling? What you thinking?
Sorry, I'm cooking too.
Fine.
Well, we've talked about this. This hit home. This hit home for me. Like this remind me of the conversation I was gonna have, like with my dad, but he switched it around and said like he was dying from cancer. So I never got to say what Will was going to say, but I felt every word that he said. Like, you got to earn respect. You can't just come in here and act like you're going to be my daddy and talk to me this way and that way. Like, you got to earn that. Like, then when you talk about my mom, it's like, I know my mom. Like, I don't know the situation that happened between you and her. Obviously, it didn't work out, but she raised me. She stayed around. She raised me. She didn't get in trouble or whatever. So, yes, she won't be whatever for me. Like, she's going to be my heart and soul. You coming in here as a stranger, then talking about my mom, you're not doing that. You got to get to that point to talk about my mom in that situation. Like, you can't just come off. And it was like, I didn't expect that from Marlon. I've seen him in serious roles, but this is probably the best serious role I've ever seen him play. Like, he got
exciting.
He had the serious going, and then when Will come back at him, like that whole conversation, that's just how we talk here in Philly. So it was just, woo! It was a tearjerker. I had to watch.
It was in the neighborhood.
I had to watch it 2 times. Like it was. I see where they were going because they didn't want to redo, the famous line that Will and Mr. Banks had. They didn't
Yeah.
do that, so they did it in a different way. But he kind of said what Will said in the original is like Will said, "How come they don't want me?" And he said, "They act like they don't want me," or something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
that was like a little nod to that. But
Yeah.
that thing was great. It was something that I think the culture needed to see. Like this is the consequences of you not being in your son's life as a
Mm-hmm.
as a male. Like you got these kids out here running these streets without no father. Like these are the consequences, and I don't think a lot of older men see what they do when they're not in the house, like how it affects everybody, not just your boy, but like just the whole family structure. So this was good to see. Lisa you need to get on, man. Like
I was just about to ask you that because as a black man and knowing what Will was going through before Lou even popped up, he was already in a shaky emotional place, trying to get back in a good place with Lisa,
mhm.
making the decision. I don't want to actually see this man, and probably still questioning that decision, knowing that that's tied to Geoffrey and why Geoffrey ain't around. Like I was just thinking about all of the emotions that Will already had before Lou even popped his ass up, and like how that also impacted him going into these conversations. Like, what is your take on
Sis, why are
just
you so
life
mad?
baggage?
Like, sis, why are you still mad? Ain't your daddy a cop? Don't you know you can't say certain things if you're part of a case? Like, you should know the rules and regulations already. What you tripping for? You act like he out here murdering people. Like he said, he put a gun up to the air and he fired it to stop a fight. And you're mad because he didn't tell you that? I'm confused. I'm just lost. Like, what's the big deal? Like, so that's not the same person that you fell in love with? Because I know she loves him. I don't get why you're still mad.
What do you think after Will has the exchange with Lou and now he's standing here with Jazz? What is his take now with Lisa? Do you think that he is still going to pursue that? How do you think that he's feeling? Is it not even a thought?
I don't know if he's even thinking that way right now. Like, I think he meant what he said when he said he loved her. Um, but she gotta come correct the next time they see each other. She can't come on this, still mad, but I'm gonna console you type stuff. Like she gotta like come correct. Like I kind of understand. Like with all the stuff you've gone through, I can understand why you didn't tell me at first. Like I can understand now. You know what I mean? Like she has to come on that tip. She has to come like kind of as a friend, and then work your way up to being back into a relationship. Like yeah.
Do you think that that poor Will, she's gonna have to like start over?
If I was like, I don't think Will's mind is going to be like, I want to be in a relationship right now. So I think they're going to necessarily have to start over anyway. Um, it's not going to take long, but I think they're going to start off like they're going to like be friends and then, because do you think, not to say this is end game, but do you think they're going to last for a long time? Or do you
I
think
thought so.
women like he did in the original series?
I thought they were gonna last.
I know you was Team Lise.
Just because she was just so grounded and like present, I was like, okay, this is it. But now she back in her Bel Air black girl bag, and I'm just like, I don't know, girl, because this is a lot. This is too much to take on, and in addition to like managing my family and their lives, Carlton just getting to a place and he off my ass. So that's literally only one thing that has changed from the top of the season. I don't got to look out for Carlton trying to send my ass back to Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, everything else is still up in the air and in turmoil. And then this added to my plate, I don't think I can do it.
Do you think when he was on the rooftop, do you think he was considering going back to Philly?
Yes.
Mm. Do you think he's going to go back to Philly?
No. Because his mother's there.
Mm.
I think his mother is keeping him from going back to Philly. I think he would if he felt like and then he's not cool with Trey. So he don't have nowhere to go in Philly.
You think he feels betrayed by his mom?
Yes.
Mm.
Do you?
Yes and no. I could see him understanding why she had to do it. And like I said, at the end of the day, that's your mom. So you're going to probably like ride for her over like riding for your uncle and your aunt, who you kind of like, you just kind of like built this relationship with, but you don't have the same type of relationship you have with your mom. I feel like a conversation with your mom could probably straighten that out. I just don't think he wants that lifestyle going back to Philly. Shoot, I would not.
I don't know if for me, I feel like with his mom, it's even more so like, why did you feel like you had to lie? We've been in the gutter together. Like, this man was just in prison. You let me believe that I was abandoned. That's some goofy stuff that these rich people would do, but we literally come from. So I think that he's going to hold that for a bit. But I think he's going to avoid his mother.
That might just be a parent thing, because I know my mom, she lies, not lies, but she feels like she's trying to protect me from the truth. I'd rather just get the truth, try to learn how to deal with that, and then move on, rather than the lie, because the lie is always worse than the truth. I don't know if that's just a parent thing. Like, I see a lot of parents just, they don't really say the whole truth to their kids. Like, they feel like they can't handle it. And so she ain't the only mother like that does that. But in this situation, you could have just told me in jail, but just not visit them.
Right. So that's what I think is going to create additional stuff. Like, I think that you're right about the relationship with his mother. So he probably will make up with her first, but I don't think it's coming anytime soon.
Right. So he going to be at Jazz crib.
He better get himself a credit card like Hilary. Who out here shaming my man and not claiming my man got him tucked away in his damn bungalow.
Oh, that's my cousin's friend.
When she said that, I was just like, pack it the hell up. Pack it up, Hilary.
My cousin's friend? Really? Like, we ain't just...
I was waiting for Jazz to give us some smoke behind that, but he was right in the daggone bed. I'm like, all right, well, go ahead and get yours, I guess, but...
He played it right. He started flirting with the chick to make her realize, like, all right, you want to keep on playing, you could be gone.
Not the games. Not the games, not you approving the games.
Yes, because if you going to introduce me as your cousin's friend, no, we're more than that at this point. But she got an order.
No, she didn't, because she was still ducking and hiding and don't want nobody to know. I think that's going to be a real problem for them.
Yeah, it was always a problem. It was a problem in the first, in the original episodes. Like, with those characters, there's always been like that status or that class difference between those two. So that, I think that's what it really is. It's a class thing, I think.
Right, but we didn't even get no warm up in this one. This one, she liked him pretty much immediately, and she also on her bullshit immediately.
She liked him, but she likes him in a certain space.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't want him to come into... Like, she even acted, like, shocked when he came to the art gallery. Like, what you know about this? Like, kind of like, what are you doing here?
I didn't even pick up on that.
Yeah, like, she was, like, shocked. Like, what are you doing here? Not realizing I'm your cousin's friend, right? So, I'm going to be...
We on our girl about that one.
Yeah.
All right, I'm about to pop back in here, and we're going to deep dive. Lou was out of his mind when he said Will's mom was his biggest mistake. Like, are you serious? Exactly. Like, so by default, that also means that I'm a mistake, because had you never met my mama and did what y'all did, then you would never have me. But you supposedly want to be in my life and all of that. Boy, Lou, I was trying to give him some credit, but he said what he said, and then he laid hands, and I'm just like, okay, now we gotta fight. See, Brinson said, I still wanted Will Smith for the role, but I'll take Marlon as Lou. Maybe Lou got a brother and it's going to be Will Smith. So when he going to call in reinforcements to handle everybody, he going to come. Next time he come back for his son, he coming with reinforcements. I can't. Yes, the show really shows what happens when adults hide truth to protect children. You have to let children learn and figure out their own dynamics with people. Yes, Tink. It's it's the Bel Air privilege for me. I think she don't realize how serious it was. She thinking with her emotions, not her head. Nia Love says all Lisa had to do was say that I'm upset you lied, but I love you. If you ever do that again, it's a wrap. Period. End of discussion. Yeah, but sis is trying to stick this landing, child. She really trying to stick this landing. Hey, everybody on IG. If you want to give your reactions for the Bel Air finale, just send me a request and we'll patch you into YouTube. Tamara says, do you guys feel Lisa has these trust issues with Will keeping things from her because of her parents' relationship? Now, listen, it sounds, yeah, you know what? You might have cracked Lisa. But girl, you also not an older person who have been married. This is something that's very new. But you might be right, Tamara. That might be it. She's expecting that because she didn't see that within their love. Yeah, everybody's saying that you made a good point, Tamara. You just really put it into perspective for me. Really, really concisely. It was so dope. Naya said the show is called Bel Air. Where you think he going? Baby, please. Like, come on. You take him behind that pool house, Will. Stop playing. Neil says, I was like, where the hell are you going with a duffel bag in their car? He said, I'm out. I'm out. He's like, I'm out. I can't believe y'all. I love y'all. I can't believe y'all. Poor little Tink Tink. Shari says the fact that they got together so fast was a sign that they weren't going to be in game. Really, Shari? When Trey visited, he mentioned Jackie, and I could see sis making an appearance next season. I do not feel like going down this whole Jackie train, because they don't even make it. Or maybe they might this time. I like Lisa. Like, I feel like, well, Lisa didn't get a strong enough run. I don't want it to go yet. Like, Lisa, get your together, girl, because we supposed to have a more solid run than this. Like, you literally got all the T-2 seconds. You didn't even get to sit down and take your coat off before it was over. Like, what? I don't understand. Hilary low-key called Jazz a sneaky link. Lawrence, facts. Facts. Shout out to Carlton for dropping that money in Will pockets. Hilary needs to get it together because I'm telling you, Jazz is going to go missing. And me right next to him, homegirl don't value this man. Nah, you gonna be right next to Jazz and be like, Hilary, listen, you done missed your shot, honey. You done missed your shot. Kobe says, Lou probably been through a lot, so I'm gonna give him time. He a former felon, and you could see the pain in his eyes when Will went off on him, almost as if he was broken. Okay, let's do a poll. Do we think that he was conning Will? Because somebody brought up a really good point of him being a con man. And it made me think, like, is this all a game? And if it is, what do he want from Will? What exactly do he want from Will? A versatile natural lady, hey love, says, I think it's a lot more to Lou that we don't know. What else is Uncle Phil hiding? Now Lisa and her emotions are giving me top notch migraines. I hope she ain't pregnant. How long has it been since they did the deed? And we didn't see no condom, y'all. Damn it, they better not give me no teen pregnancy. I'm tired. I'm tired of the teen pregnancy storylines. I'm sorry, I am. I am tired. It has not been that long. I feel like they only had sex like 2 weeks ago. Release us. Release us from the shackles of this trope. Hilary better get some act right or Jazz will be on the next one named Ivy. And Ivy looked like she was definitely feeling him. And Ivy with her 10.2 don't seem like she's going to shuck and jive and have any problem with taking a selfie and throwing him right up on the gram, honey. I mean, we definitely know that Hilary and Ivy going to have issues next season. I kind of hope that they're not going to be Jazz, but if it needs to be Jazz so that she can learn, then I'm here for it, actually. Jazz definitely... Oh, shoot, it skipped. Jazz definitely has swag and will get snatched up. It's hard to find a man to support and push you out there. You better ask your mom, Hilary. It's the sneak diss for me. Hilary, you see your mama? Girl, don't have no support or a man who sees her creativity and her ambitions, and you got this boy laying up in this bungalow bed talking about he proud of you from walking away from the table and build your own table, and I got you, and look at what you doing out here. You better recognize. Listen, come on, stay top notch, sis. I appreciate it. Radiant says he was definitely acting off of emotion when he got in the car with that duffel bag. Child. Ended up at the top of damn Runyon Canyon. Where you going now? Queen Fab says, help me understand why these rich people didn't have GPS on their car. Well, y'all be asking valid questions. Zaz says, well, Lisa is done, y'all. Oh, gosh. Man, I wanted a little bit longer of a run. Naya says, for me, I'm kind of good off of Willisa at this point. Sis in that privileged black Bel Air bag, and I'm over it. Yeah. But she makes him so happy. She really makes Will so happy. Shanoa says, I think that they might be in game, but I don't even care enough at this point. It's too early in the game. That's real. Brenda's asking y'all, how would Jackie be introduced? Drop y'all's Jackie theories in the chat so we can see how Jackie would be introduced. It's not a con. It's not even 3 years out. It's 13. 13 years, bro. Oh, 76% of y'all saying that Lou is conning Will. Lou wants to get back at Phil and on Viv. But he got time and money. Like, he live in LA. Like, LA is expensive. So if you conning in LA and you maintaining some place to live, unless you on the streets, it's expensive to do so. So what else are you getting out of it besides trying to get back at these people? I don't understand. Unless he's going to try to get some money out of them, but I don't even know how that would happen. He can't extort him anymore because he's not running from DA, so if he messed up his case, it's like it don't even matter because he ain't doing nothing right now. Lou would have been sincere if he had come if he hadn't come for Vi's character. Lawrence, do not put that out in the air. Cam and Keisha is not getting pregnant. Both of them is too slippery and too pimpish. They better be strapped up. Naya says IDK, but Lou is definitely giving shiesty and shifty poo, and I don't like that. That's real. Isn't the teen pregnancy played out, though? You see it on every teen drama. Exactly. Nia says they did have GPS on, but only G has access to it for some reason. They wouldn't even know where to look or how it works because they ain't got no food in their fridge because Geoffrey gone. Things is all types of discombobulated. Listen, they better get Geoffrey back. Oh, 3 years since he got out of prison. Oh, got you. Yeah, what have you been doing? And what are you doing in LA? Cause he don't even make that connection. Like when before everything goes haywire, he's like, I don't know what happened, or what happened. Phil and Viv started getting rich. Well, Phil started getting rich, and then he starts to go back to Vi. So it's like, how did you even make this transition out here? Was Vi living out here at one point? Got sent back to Philadelphia? Like, what was actually going on? Naya says, well, she wasn't making me happy with her dramatics and being her own self-bag this episode. That boy had other issues in his life, and that boy loves her. Like, what is the problem? Does she love him? She might be a little bit spoiled and, has her privilege that she's thinking about. Oh, so y'all want me to ask two different, okay. Let me do the poll again. So, will we say that 75% of y'all think that he is Con and Will, and then y'all want me to do a separate one to say, is he sad though? Because he could be conning him, but still sad. Is that what y'all saying? That's fair. I did ask two different questions. Geoffrey was the GPS. Lisa should have been off limits anyway. You don't supposed to do that. Oh, Renee. Oh my gosh. We got videos on the channel to discuss that, girl. We have released it, or I'm not sure, actually. I'm going to say they because I don't know. I don't see a profile picture or anything, and I'm sorry. But we have released ourselves from the shackles of if Will shoulda, coulda, woulda didn't with Lisa. Because at the end of the day, they're here now and they love each other. So that's what we focusing on. A con artist hates to lose. That could be the emotion he showed. I don't think all of what Lou was saying was false, but he definitely tried to manipulate his way in. Okay, that's fair. A versatile natural lady says, I think Jackie will be introduced as Will's pretty tomboy BFF who's a baller and gets a scholarship to Bel Air Academy, but deep inside she has the biggest crush on Will and they'll become a couple. Not her being what? So why is Bel Air Academy recruiting back in Philly? Lord, it's giving messy and ghetto, and Lisa gonna have to check Jackie. They can't manage without their house manager. Period. I still like Lisa and Will together. I don't believe they are over. It just may take some time. Now, if we get Jackie, it might be Houston. We have a problem. If they bring Jackie in season 2, we are going to be in hot water. Okay. Queen Fab says, how a hood chicken and country boy not know to fend for themselves just because they got money. You're the one relying on the house manager. Child, that's real. Like now all of a sudden, they also have been rich for a very long time. So that could have been it. They've been rich for about 15 years, 16 years. So maybe. That's right. We got the bro code is fake video up featuring Zai. If you still got qualms, questions, thoughts around if Will and Alicia should actually be together, the comment section of that video is where you need to go, okay? Because we have talked about that ad nauseum. Please, y'all, don't start with the bro code stuff tonight. Facts. Lil Mike Prankster 2 says, yo, Will and Lou was real intense, especially when he said, your mom jumped me unless I did the dirty work she wanted me to do. I didn't really understand, like, I was like, is he really speaking from a place of like, oh, some real stuff has happened and she actually masterminds some stuff? Or is he just being a little raggedy Negro that just wants to blame everybody for his problems? And like, oh, she indirectly pressured me because we were trying to compete with Phillip and Vivian and I ain't had no money. So every time I came in the house, her looking at me, I just felt like I had to do something or she was going to kick me out. Like, that's one thing. It's one thing for you to feel indirect pressure or pressure from like that you kind of like conjure up because you're assuming and you never really ask for clarity, but it's another for her to actually like come up with schemes and stuff with you and put you in a position to do some craziness and then leave you out there once you get caught in it. So I wasn't actually really clear on what he was trying to say, and it escalated so quickly. Yeah, it's to find a ditch and go lay in it. So y'all, let's talk about this argument. Actually, if you want to deep dive into the argument, come on camera, let me know. Oh, okay, we're gonna bring our good sis Shanoa up. Free us from the shackles of the bro code, please. Lou definitely gave me it's everybody's fault but me. But when he started talking, I was like, is Vi really innocent? But then when it started to go left, I'm like, oh, nah, we just gonna blame him. It's his fault. But so I don't know. Like, I don't know. Hey, DeMarcus. Welcome in. Will and Lou had a Tariq and Ghost moment. Things got intense real quick. Big facts. Big facts. You know, I accepted you, but it didn't pop up. I mean, you're not. I don't know what it's doing. Oh, you got Shanoa. Cancel the request and then request me again because it's saying that you are unable to join and I don't know why. Okay. I think you're passionate. Hey, how are you?
What's up?
Hanging in there, child.
I feel so official.
Well, I'm so glad that you popped on. You.
What's up? What's up?
Hanging
I'm
in
on
there,
the channel.
child.
I feel so official.
Well, I'm so glad that you popped on here to chat. What are your thoughts?
So the thing about Will and Lou, I was thinking, is that he really was just trying to say anything he could to get Will on his side. I think he came in with the mindset like, oh, Will really wants to see me. This is my chance. Like, I wasn't going to come to him before because I didn't think I had a chance at redemption, right? In his mind, because he didn't want to tell him about going to prison. So then when Geoffrey tells him that Will really wants to know about him, he's like, yes, okay, I'm going to take my moment. And then when it started going left and Will was like, well, what's up? I don't like, tell me the truth. And he wasn't getting that bonding that he thought he was going to get because Will was so eager. I think he just started saying anything to kind of get Will on his side. So I don't really think Vi actually set up schemes with him. I think she really just was like pressuring him indirectly, like you were saying, because you know Vi and Viv got their little thing with money. So we know how she feels about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can see her being a little shady, like, okay, so now my sis with a millionaire and where your bag at? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. I don't think she really was setting up nothing for them to scheme and scam. I think he really was just trying to do anything or say anything to get Will to be cool with him. Yeah.
But then it's like, what possessed you to think that this would actually have this boy come onto your side? Like, of all
Stupid.
things, talking about his mama?
Yeah. He's dumb. Like, he was stupid for that. I don't know. I think for some reason, he really is blaming her and not taking accountability, like, for his own actions. And he, like, low-key resents Vi. Like, high-key resents Vi for, like, their whole relationship.
But I can't figure out what he resents her for. If he resents her for actually leaving, if he resents her for not failing and still being all right without him. Like, it's literally like what Kofi said about we have way more questions than answers by the end of this episode, because he came and he gave us a little bit of answers, but it also is making me wonder about all of the other different possibilities. Like, at first I was like, oh, he's good and he don't want her back, but then like you say, he resents her, and I'm like, well, are you mad that she just left your ass? Like, what is it? What is happening?
I think it's both, man. I think he mad that she finally got tired of his shit. He blames her for getting in trouble and being sent to jail. He blames her for not, like, pushing him to have a relationship with Will, even though he was in prison, even though that's not what he wanted, because he saw what he did to his dad. I think he believes that, he thinks that, but when Vi just went along with it, he resents her for that. It's like so many things have built up and he really not fucking with her. Now, I don't know why in the world he thought saying that would really get Will on his side, because that was really stupid. But I'm telling you, he was a desperate man grasping at straws, you know?
Yeah.
Anything. I'm saying anything to let you know this ain't my fault. What really happened was, nah. You know what I mean? Anytime somebody say what really happened was, like, you can't believe them. See, what happened was, you finna lie. And that's what he did. Yeah.
So what do you think is next? Because he kind of left it as like, oh, Will's going to have to suffer the consequences of his choices. And Will left it with him like, go find a ditch and lay in it. And I'm just like, y'all think that this is it?
I don't think it's it. In a fleeting moment, I was like, is he gonna do something to himself to make him feel guilty? Like, is he that petty? You know, because some people could take petty to the extreme. Like, he go get hurt or go get in more trouble, and then now it's Will's fault. You know what I mean? For a second, I was like, I hope he don't do that, because he was like, oh, like he was on some "you'll rue the day" type shit. Like, what are you talking about? You're gonna regret it.
So true.
Shut up. But man, that conversation between him and Will, bro, I was like, it had to happen.
It felt awkward to watch. Like, I was sitting there like, it felt like I was in the room and I didn't want to be in the room.
Yes, but then you also wanted to be in the room because you were a little nosy like that. That's how I that's how I felt. I was like, I get it, because the thing is, with Will being mad at his mom, parents always think they know everything, bruh. And they gotta realize that they really don't. Like, I've had a situation with my mom. She lied to me about something that happened with a family member, and like who that person was. And like our relationship was good because I didn't know who they were. And when I finally found out, yo, this person is trifling, real deal trifling, I would never like this type of person in real life. I would never support the shit that they've done. I would have never had a relationship with them. But you never told me that because I was a kid and I couldn't handle it. And now I feel like mad that I didn't get to make my own choice about the type of relationship I would have had with that person, right? So the fact that Vi didn't tell Will that he was in jail and didn't give him the chance to make his own choice about the relationship that he would have with him, I get that. Because then the person died, and that's when I found out all about it. So my whole grieving was different. I was like, I don't even like you no more, but now you're gone. And our relationship was great when you were alive, but like, you're a trash ass individual. Like, I would have never had this type of bond with you. So it's a whole different situation, but the basis of it is stop lying to y'all kids. Tell them the truth. Like, y'all got to give them the opportunity to make some of their own choices, because then they're going to start hating you.
22. We have gone through pandemics and wars and all types of. Tell these kids the truth.
You got to tell them the
lie
truth.
is so much worse.
Because it don't do nothing but make them like lose a little bit of that faith that they had in you as a parent to like lead them and guide them the right way, because you ain't giving them all the facts and you don't think we can handle it, and you not trusting my decision making. Like, you don't think you raised me up in a way to have some logic or anything. Like, you think I'm dumb. On top of that, it's a whole lot of stuff that goes into lying to your kids, and it's protecting them, but at the end of the day, it ain't. You're protecting
It's
yourself.
not.
You're protecting yourself from having a hard conversation.
Yep. You said it all.
I hate that. But yeah, I don't know.
sucks.
I don't think it's over for them. I for a split second was like, is this Will? Because of the ears. I was like, that is Will. But then he came and he was mine. I was like, okay, all right, I can do mine.
I was not mad at it at all. And I just knew I was gonna be mad if it was anybody but Will. But I was like, y'all surprised me with somebody completely different.
And
So
I had no clue. It wasn't on social media. Like Marlon didn't talk about it. I was like, y'all really keeping this hush hush. That's how I knew. I thought it was Will so bad because I was like, they ain't saying nothing about who is casted for this role, so it got to be him because they keeping it under wraps. And it wasn't. they really got me. I was like,
I think they have so many more surprises for us. Like I know people were up in arms about Janet Hubert and her not being involved this season. I'm like, yo, I think that there's a role coming with her that's going to be like crazy. Yeah. So I could totally see season 2 them, rolling out some things. We're gonna pop up at some point. I think we don't know where.
I hope so. I mean, I feel like I would like that. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. And Janet Hubert, I would love to see her because I really want there to be a new narrative regarding her and her relationship with the Fresh Prince. Like, I'm tired of hearing that she's this bitter, salty woman. Like, she explained her part. I empathize with her. I get where she was coming from. I get where Will was coming from. It's squashed. Like, show us for real that squashed then. Is it really squashed? If it's up, it's up. And go ahead and put Auntie Janet on the show. Okay?
Okay.
Is it squashed or is it squashed? Tell me the truth.
Exactly. Any other thoughts about what happened in the episode?
Jazz and Hilary. Hilary making me mad. Come on, girl. You and your short king. Don't do him. And the way that you had she was so like, when he was flirting with old girl, why you mad? Don't get mad now. Why you
mad, girl? That's just your friend cousin.
I didn't understand.
Why you mad?
That's your cousin's friend. You don't feel no type of way. Like, I didn't understand that part because why do you feel like you have the authority to feel some type of way when you don't even want to claim him in public? And I thought he was doing it on some like, okay, I'm your cousin friend. All right, I'm gonna show you I'm your cousin friend. But then they was in the bed together, so I was like, maybe they
right. I just knew. I was like, Jazz ain't gonna take this. Okay, cool. Okay.
Maybe they're on the same page that they want to be under wraps, but it ain't gonna last.
Nah.
Especially because he ready to be with you. You got your heels on all the time. Because I'm a tall girl. Like, I'm 5'10".
Me too.
I'm gonna wear my heels. Period.
Me too.
And she don't feel no type of way that you short. Because listen, he cute. He fine. Could I do it? Maybe not. But
yeah, I couldn't.
She don't feel no type of way. You don't feel no type of way. Like, you don't feel emasculated. A lot of short men be coming with that bullshit energy. They cannot handle it. They be
coming with that little man energy sometimes.
They cannot handle it. They be feeling so bad. Like, bruh, okay, I'm taller than you. It's not that big a deal. But that's why I'm saying I can't do it because they be acting crazy. Napoleon complex. But like, they really cute. I feel like they can make it work. I want to see them make it work. I don't know.
I'm hoping so too, child. But now that Will Lisa has imploded, I'm like, I don't know what's gonna make it, child. I don't know what is gonna make it moving forward.
Lisa I just keep saying this because it's really evident to me that her daddy is a cop. And I gotta just keep pointing it out every time. Because every time she give me my dad is a cop, like big my daddy is a cop energy. Every time.
And she don't see it. And it's like, girl, yes, he don't get the whole betrayal part of where you're coming from. But you also don't see how you could be a liability. I know that you don't want to be, but you can be, honey. So just take a step outside yourself real quick.
Like, when she didn't understand why he had felt some type of way a couple episodes ago at the skating rink about her not telling him that her dad was a police chief, that's when I felt it. I was like, my daddy cop. Because she don't understand. For Black people, cops, even Black cops, is a different kind of thing. I'm just saying. Yep. And she doesn't understand the impact of that for some reason. And that's really... that is having me questioning her Okay, so at this point, I like Simone Joy Jones, whatever. She's cool. But Lisa, I can take her or leave her. I can take anybody else. All right, that's me on the show. Anybody. I like Lisa. I do. But at this point, like, girl, okay, either calm down or like go somewhere.
Go somewhere. Because we don't know if you worth the stress, mama.
Right. Heavy on heavy.
So
heavy on
much. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective. You see what they saying in the chat, actually. Bye. Lying and lying by omission is wrong. There is strength in going through hard times. Okay, Tane, you right. You right. I don't know though. I even wonder if he was lying by omission. Well, she asked him, "Why did you come here?" Yeah, he did lie by omission. Okay, you right. But we still kind of over Lisa because she added too much stress right now. We ain't got that time to do. Hey Vaughn, you just finished the episode. Intense. Marlon Wayans was whipped cream and cherry on top for me. Yes, when he was revealed, you were like, yes, I know that's right. I know that is right. Let me see. All right. If you guys want to speak your piece about the argument or anything else in the episode, you can request me now. Kofi, I just added you back. Okay, perfect. Let me read a couple of these chats and then we're going to get into your talk. I always wanted Jazz and Hilary since the original. Yeah, we wanted to, but we're going to need Hilary to want it because sis is out here playing games. Lou is a hater when all he had to do was ask Phil to put him on, but nah, he wanted to do F, which landed him behind bars. I'm hoping that it's not a little bit more because personally something tells me that somebody also had something to do with his illegitimate activity, and it could have been Phillip. But what are your thoughts behind bars? I'm hoping that it's not a little bit more because personally something tells me that somebody also had something to do with his illegitimate activity, and it could have been Phillip. But what are your thoughts, Kofi?
Okay. Sorry. Hey, cool. Like I said, this episode was an emotional roller coaster. I'm gonna try and get through these bullet points as quickly as I can because I know other people want to chat. So here's what I think. I think that whole argument but with Lou and Will I think it was expected. I won't say it was predictable, but I understood both sides. At first I thought, well, okay. At first, he's explaining why he didn't want to go see him. And you can tell that man's been through a lot. Like, you look at his, and I know in your poll in the chat, they said they thought he was being conned, but I genuinely believe that he's being genuine. Because a man, he must have felt some type of shame not to go and visit your son after all this time. Because you felt like maybe you felt less of a man because you made this mistake. And it ultimately ended up, you behind bars. And, maybe that's, where it comes from. And then the whole argument, I thought even though Will was right in his anger, I just thought that he went about it the wrong way. Now, I know you were trying to defend the honor of your mom, and you didn't appreciate the fact that Lou was kind of throwing your mom under the bus. But at the time, like you said, you don't know the full story. You're only 4 years old. We don't know how the dynamics of that relationship between Vivian, Vi, and Lou. Maybe there was some type of issues going on, and it's his experience. Like, I'm not saying she's a bad mom because she raised you for all those years, but maybe because remember, we saw what happened in episode 8 with the tension between her and Vivian, especially with the money, how she went over the edge when, with the gift about the signed Air Force Jordans. So money has always been some sort of point of contention between the two. So maybe there's a little bit of truth to what Lou was saying. I don't know if, like I said, there's more to the story that we need to dive deep into. And
I'm hoping that in season 2 we get a little bit more of those answers. I thought, Will was a little bit harsh, saying you could go lie in a ditch and lie in it, calling him a bitch ass nigga. I'm like, damn, look, I know this man abandoned you for all these years, but look, that's still your father. He gave you life.
And sometimes our fathers be.
Yeah. He still gave you life. Besides, how come
he still is a B.A. Negro?
Yeah, but
he could be his father and a B.A. Negro at the same time.
Look,
I think for me, in the whole earn the respect thing, part of it is also you walked in here with nothing. You thought about me every single day. Where are the letters that you never sent? Where's the journal that you might have wrote in to have your thoughts and work out your guilt or whatever? You came in here with nothing, and I'm supposed to believe that you actually love me. You actually thought about me every single day. Meanwhile, like, I think that he completely lost any moniker, because Will didn't call him a B.A. Negro until he tried to choke him. At that point, you put your hands on me. It's it. This is it.
You got, okay, but at the same time, like, both, look, I get what you're saying. Respect is earned, right? Maybe it's because of my background. I come from like Kofi's an African name, so I was born and raised in Ghana. Moved to the U.S. when I was 2 years old. I'm pretty much Americanized, but my culture and my roots is Ghanaian. So there's a strict upbringing where even though your elders are like, they can be screw-ups and they do some things that you can't understand, you have to always give them their due respect. So me watching that was like, damn, I could never raise my voice at my father, even though if my father's never abandoned me. My father's always been in my life. But if my dad did some foul shit, I could never, raise my voice.
But not your dad that you know to be your dad.
Yeah.
But like a man off of the street who you don't even know to be your dad is doing this. So I think that's the difference.
Okay, I get it. But I could just tell, man, like the way he came at him, I could tell Lou looked like he was like, damn it, what the fuck did I come here for? For my son to just be saying all these things about me, telling me he don't want anything to do with
me. What did you think he was going to say?
I mean,
like, if he came with any expectations other than getting his ass read for Phil, then he should have prepared better and came another day.
There's got to be
13 years, Kofi.
There's got to be more to this than just there's got to be more to.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's why
if there's more to it, I agree with you. There has to be more to it. But if I am missing for 13 years out my child's life and I pop back up, the very first encounter is not about me. I don't care what you say. Get everything that you need to say off your chest. Because then the next go round, we can actually start to heal.
I'm telling you. And for me, Phil and Vivian are not off the hook either. Y'all knew about this for 13 years, okay? Y'all should have just been honest from the jump. Instead of lying to saying supposedly trying to protect him, you made the whole situation worse. And I'm on Phil's neck too, because I got a feeling he knows more about Lou's situation than he's leading on. Like, yeah, you said you were his lawyer, but remember that theory I said that he might have done something to, cover for Phil for whatever skeletons are in his closet? I'm not going to be surprised if in season 2 we find out that there's more to I just robbed this dude and then I ended up going to jail. Nah, it just some don't sit right. Like, it's something about it is just not the math is not mathing. Like, there's more to it than, I just robbed the dude and then I got sent upstate. But on the real though, I felt bad. Like, Lou in this series, I have more sympathy for than I did in the OG Fresh Prince, because at least in this one, he gives you at least gives an explanation of why he wasn't there. When I rewatched the old episode today just to get a comparison to see how how would they tackle it in this modern time, and the old episode is like, Lou ain't in that old one was just a buster, and like he had no regard for Will's feelings whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? This one, I generally believe that Lou in this series, if he's gonna be a recurring character for next season, I think you'll generally want to have a relationship with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, try and mend fences, because at the end of the day, that's still your father. Yeah, I know Uncle Phil. You think Uncle Phil is your father, and yeah, that's cool and all. But if you give, there's got to be room for forgiveness and healing and growth. So
Lou lost me. Like, I was feeling you and like, dang, this man has had a hard life. Look at how he moved. Look at how his eyes are switched. Like, look at how he's taking in everything. He lost me when he put his hands around that boy's neck.
look, we all do stuff then when we angry. Okay, you can't tell me that whenever you.
That's perfectly fine, but you are the adult and you are the one in the wrong. You got 3 strikes and you out.
It was just the Philly. It was the Philly. It's
okay,
the Philly
so little Philly young boy, the Philly young bull bucked back up at you, and you can't get mad about it because you put your hands around my neck, and now I got to put your ass down.
All right. Well, like I said, I think
there's. He's like, Erica, I don't want to hear this.
No, I hear what you're saying. I mean, I get what you're saying. I'm just looking at it. I'm coming from a different angle where I'm thinking like, okay, he's in the wrong. I think for him, he generally wants to reconcile. So I just think it's going to take some time. I know he said that if he doesn't have anything to do with it, that's something he's going to deal with. Lou, if you want a relationship with this boy, you're going to have to really try.
He has to be accountable. I feel like him allowing himself to give into his anger is also him not taking accountability. Him trying to throw everything on Vi is not taking accountability. Yeah. Like, he wasn't giving enough. Like, you showing up is not enough. And I feel like he walked in thinking that him showing up was enough.
Honestly.
Well, you can catch these 2 pieces in a biscuit and take it with you.
Vi is going to have to fly out to LA the 2 of them are going to have to talk. Like, really, really talk. And then they're going to have to sit Will down and just, even if you want to bring Uncle Phil and Aunt Vivian in there, all the adults are going to have to sit Will down, and you're going to have to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so that this boy can get some closure. Because I'm telling you, Will might do something rash in the next season and then it'll be worse than what you think. He's mad when he cursed out Luke. I mean, he might take it to another level with Uncle Phil and Vivian if they don't sit this boy down and explain, what happened and why they did what they did. I think they owe him that much. And I'm probably in the minority in this. I think also we don't know what happened in the intervening years when Lou and Vivian were married before he went to prison. And I would like to get some more context on that. He didn't bring that up for nothing. I mean, this is pure speculation. We can't just say that, oh, he's just throwing it on her. Maybe there might be a little bit of truth to it because, we saw how Vi reacted in episode 8 with the whole thing about the money and stuff. So we'll have to find out. But I know I went on a long, long explanation about that.
You're fine.
Yeah, but yeah. Quickly, Carlton, real MVP. I'm so glad this man, he was a whole straight up menace from the beginning of the season, but he's come full circle. I'm glad that he looked out for his cup. I don't know how much, that must have been over $500 because he had to clip. I saw all the Benjamins in there. I'm like, damn, Carlton, you got a stack like that, bro. But that shows how much he loves his cousin. You're right about Hilary. She's going to have to be more open about her relationship with Jazz. Jazz is that dude. Like, Jazz always be dropping low key gems in these series. So that's a guy that you might want to keep around. Lisa might have to just calm down. I know you still feel some type of way, but it ain't about you, girl. You're gonna have to. He gonna need you now because he feel like he can't trust nobody. The only people he probably trusts is his cousins, Jazz, and then you. So you're gonna have to, whatever issues you got, you're gonna have to dead that and like just reconcile and hope that things work out. And then finally, I'm hoping next season we get a little bit more with Ashley because Ashley was underused in this season. Hopefully in next season we explore her story more about her sexuality. I don't know if she's going to come out to her parents next season. That's a whole different. I'm not qualified to speak on that, so we'll see what happens. I'm hoping Geoffrey comes back next season too because these guys can't really get around if the house manager was doing his job, and y'all really that lost without him being here. So I'm hoping Geoffrey comes back. And
They order
I
and
hope,
take out, ain't got nothing in their fridge.
yeah,
They
and I
looking
hope
like me
Phil
before I went
holds
to the
up.
grocery store this week.
Yeah, and I hope Phil holds to his promise about being there for his family. He needs to be more truthful. Look, the truth hurts, but
I don't know
you
how
gotta.
he's gonna hold to it. Once he finds out, I don't think Vivian told him that she's gonna work with that boy.
Oh yeah, that's
So
right.
I don't
That's
think.
another
I
thing.
think the moment he finds out that, he's reneging.
Look, you dropped out the race to support your wife, right? Then you have to have the wherewithal to trust your wife, that your wife wouldn't fall under the gaze of the blue-eyed, smooth operator Michael Ealy. So just trust her, okay?
Listen, and they showed y'all that she got plenty of fans, okay?
Yeah.
Plenty of hot ones too. So
Yeah.
there's options out
And
here.
then
And
I
I
don't
wanted
know.
this to be very clear that she ain't looking for none of these men in this way.
Right.
So Phillip need to get his together.
Right. And I don't know if Will and Lisa are gonna reconcile, but if this was the next season, if this was the time, Jackie, why don't you pull through, man? Like, I know, because I really like Jackie in the OG one with Tyra Banks. They kind of were like the same. She was like the male version of Will, right? So I don't know what young actress they got in the pipeline. Bring her out, maybe. Let's get a little mess in here. Maybe a little love time.
Just a little more mess. Let's add a little more mess in here.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, and anyway, I'll make a bold prediction. I think Lou will reappear again. He'll take accountability. I think there'll be a long sit down. I think maybe all the adults will have a long conversation and talk this out and maybe try and resolve any family issues because I feel like there's a tension between Vivian. Well, I know Vivian and Vi have worked it out, but I still think there's some tension between Lou and Phil. And I'm telling you, something in my spirit is telling me that there's more to it than just I robbed somebody. Like, Phil always wants to hold himself as an upstanding, nice, black man. But I just get the feeling he's done some shady shit. And that might have put Lou in a situation where I got to do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we get that. And overall, this was a dope episode. And shout out to Morgan Freeman and the people at the crew, the cast, Jabari Banks.
Not Morgan Freeman, Morgan Cooper.
I'm sorry, Morgan Cooper. I'm sorry, Morgan Cooper. Yeah, shout out to Morgan, because this was I remember watching the fan trailer he made the years back, and Will Smith saw it and liked it, and they put money behind it. Jabari Banks, Jimmy, Cassandra, Coco, Jordan, Akira, all the cast. I hope they get. I don't know if there's NCAA Image Awards. They need to be getting those. They need to be getting Emmys. Because when you do a reboot of a popular series such as this, Fresh Prince of Bel Air, which has been it's not just a staple of black television. It is a staple of American TV, whatever it is. Like, it's that show. And you have been in, not only have you modernized it, but you've made it where, like, damn, this is really, really good. I got to give them their props. So hopefully next season we get more than 10 episodes, and we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
Thank
you so much, Calvin.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
I'm probably gonna be the lone guy that defends Lou in this chat, unless there are other people that agree with me.
Shari talking about Lou is not his father. Well, then who is the father, Shari? Who is the daddy? Lou took some of the prison mentality into his argument with Will. Big facts. Shari said he lost me when he said meeting your mama was the worst decision I made in my life. Woo! It was so many points. Like Lou literally just took some gasoline and just threw it all on the fire and just kept throwing it. Like, he didn't even care. He did not care at all. Zai said, I don't think that he said sorry for not being in his life. Like, I can't get a sorry, bro. Exactly. Maybe Will and Lou can go on the red table talk. Love Melody Davis. It's the poignancy for me. Come on, pull this red table out real quick. He took no accountability for any of his actions. He was just blaming everyone else. You can't do that when you ain't been here. Exactly. Yes, Lawrence. Lawrence said, didn't Aunt Viv tell Lou, you better be looking like the father of the year or something like that? And Lou did the opposite. The complete and utter opposite. Hey, Vaughn. Yes, where's the proof? Where's the proof that you thought of me? Big, 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 big facts. All right, who do I have? All right, y'all, I'm about to get ready to close down the IG. So if you want to say your piece, hop on the queue now. Hello, Alyssa.
How are you?
I am doing really, really, really good. I'm feeling great having this convo with y'all. I love this.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing.
Hello, Alyssa.
How are you?
I am doing really, really, really good. I'm feeling great having this convo with y'all. I love this.
Yes. Listen.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I just had to hop up out of the bed because I'm like, oh, I gotta say what I gotta say. This serious. I'm like, look, so because when he was talking about that whole argument with Will, and well, I have a few things, but when he was talking about the whole argument with Lou and Will, I'm just thinking like, I know Lou. Like, I know Lou. And so it's not appropriate for a parent to do that. But Lou's not a parent and he's never been parented. So it makes sense for him to have this reaction. So in the world of those characters, as pissed off as I may be, and my father would never, like, you know what I mean? But my father would never. But Lou, who did not have that, he didn't get the tools that he needed in life. Like, to me, I'm like, it makes sense for Lou to do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Lou's like, I'm trying.
Putting his hands on him?
Yeah, because it's like, well, yes. I'm saying this from like a Lou I know, right?
Okay.
That makes sense because it's like, I don't know you, but I know what I'm supposed to do. Like, theoretically, I don't know how to do that. So I'm going to try, but I'm still messed up. I'm still a little boy. And my mom always says, she'll be like, ain't no fool like an old fool. So that means like, you can age and never have gotten the tools or used the tools that you need in life. So while that makes sense to us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To a guy like Lou, and then a guy like Lou from Philly, like, you know what I mean? All that, it's just like, I hated to see it, right? I'm like, because even when they was like talking so crazy, like my family, we don't like cuss at each other and stuff like that. And when they were talking like that, I'm like, oh no, this is not. But it's like, no. There are people who go in on their kids. You know what I mean? There are people who go in and it's like, okay, well, in the world of these characters, does this make sense? And it's like, okay, well, this does kind of make sense. Because honestly and truly, this is somebody who could have shared a bunk with him, shared a cell with him, even if he never knew what his son looked like. And if they had gotten into it, this would have just been another dude off the street and we would have gotten into it. It don't matter how old you are. Like, you got to have, like, you know what I mean? So I was like, for the whole Lou thing, I'm just like, oh my God. But I do want to say that I'm like, I think he's genuine in his struggle. Like, you know, for right now. But
so you don't think any of it was a con?
Well, you know, see, that's what con artists do. So it's like he may have, you know what I mean? So
just a little sprinkle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But for the most part, he was genuine in showing up, and
I think he was genuine in his struggle and trying to show up. It's so hard to show up when you don't know how.
So maybe that's why he feels like just showing up was enough.
Yeah. I think so. I don't think it's enough, right? You know what I'm saying?
Me either, honey.
It's like that would never be, sir. What? You know what I mean? But then at the same time, like Will he's having his whole world cave in. So here's a guy who's never been parented, trying to have a relationship with a guy who's never been fathered. The chaos is beautifully written.
The chaos writes itself.
The chaos writes itself, literally. Yeah, and then so I don't know if it was this last episode, but I think because I like binge watched today, right?
Okay.
And so, but was this the last episode where Aunt Viv was trying to get Ashley to like say how she? So that doesn't make sense to me. Like that
What
her
part of-
storyline of having difficulty coming out to her mom. That storyline doesn't make sense, and this is why. Because
I don't think that she's having difficulty. I think that she don't want to talk about it because she don't know yet.
even
Because
that,
that's what she said to Hilary. She's like, I don't know about any of these labels. I just know what I feel.
Okay,
Just her heart broken. And then
yeah.
her mama ain't been paying no attention to her now. She's just like, girl, I'm still trying to figure it out. Why would I tell you?
Yeah. Okay, well, when you put it like that, that makes sense.
Okay.
That makes sense. Because it's like me thinking about, like, if I had a crush when I was that age, I don't know if I would want to tell anybody either. You know, so I mean, I guess I get that. But the whole coming out part, that's why I was like, that doesn't make sense to me. But if it's just like a crush or whatever it is, because it's like, if that's second nature and your parents are not, they don't trip about that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, we grew up where, well, I grew up, I don't know how old you are, but I grew up where that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? You could really get, like, you know what I'm saying? But nowadays, it's like, it's not. So that doesn't really, especially when her parents are in politics and, you know, these are causes that they care about. So it's just like, that wouldn't make sense for that struggle, for her to be like, having like a coming out moment. Like, that doesn't make sense. It's just life at this point. It's just
and
like,
I think that that's what we're going to see with her, but I don't think that she's not coming out to her parents because she's having a typical coming out story. I think she's not coming out to her parents because she don't trust them.
Yeah. And that's why I was like, when you say it like that, when it's just like, it's just the normal, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that makes sense to me now.
Ashley been giving this whole season, I'm not paying none of y'all no mind. Because all of y'all simple. And we haven't been able to deep dive into it, but she knows, she already knew what was up with Phillip before we even started anything. I feel like she knew something was up with Phillip, and she's been watching her mama for the last 15 years be miserable, and she just like, girl, whatever you got going on, I don't want that. I'm gonna go do me. And Geoffrey is the only one out here watching her, like, figure it out on her own. And she's like, I ain't saying nothing to nobody. Do I have my allowance?
And right. And oh my gosh, I'm so mad that Geoffrey is gone.
Yeah. I'm hoping he gets a bigger story arc next season and we get to know a little bit more about him and how he came to be this way.
Will, because he's so mysterious right now. So it's like, it literally could be anything. I mean, we did find out about his son.
Yeah.
You know,
well, that he has one, but other than that, nothing.
Other than that, it's nothing. Like, it could be something totally off the wall, and I'm so here for. I'm just like, let me in the writer's room.
Not you out here caping for Will, but your son is fatherless. I'm like, so hesitant to go on board with Geoffrey because I'm like, but your son is fatherless,
right? Like, what are you doing? Like, you bring him out here, bring him out here. Like, what happened with that? And that might be a blow up in itself.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping it is. But I do love like the direction of this, because when I first heard it was coming back, I'm like, it's a classic, don't touch it. But when it wasn't a comedy and it was made into like more of a like a teen drama, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm here for it.
Give me all the drama.
I'm eating it up. It's getting good.
Especially because they do it so well.
Yeah, they really, really do. I legit love, I think we were talking about it last time. You was like, Carlton gets on your nerves. And I'm like, the actor.
Oh, but
Chef's
Olly.
Chef's kiss. Because I want to punch him sometimes. I want to rumble with him, you know? So, but that was my
yes.
That's what I have to
Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much for sharing. I loved all your notes.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate you for letting me come on. And excuse the background. I just moved, so hangers everywhere.
Well, hey, you just moved. Happy move and getting settled in and sending great, beautiful, amazing vibes as you settle into your new space.
Thank
Fill
you.
it with love and joy, honey.
Yes.
Thank you. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Then I'm gonna pop them in, and I'm gonna shut the queue down because we pushing 2 hours now, y'all. We pushing 2 hours. But what y'all saying? Hey, Neek the Supreme. Hey, boo. It takes more than sperm to be a father. You ain't lying, Shar. You ain't lying. So sad that this is our last Bel Air chat for a while. We might have to go, like, I know I'm going to do a rewatch session, y'all, where I'm going to, like, get on and we're going to either binge, like, all the episodes or 5 episodes and be able to talk that way. And then I am going to do a few more videos. Like, I want to go back and look at the original Bel Air and then put it up with some of the scenes from this Bel Air. So we're going to have a little bit more content. But this is going to be one of the last consistent lives. We might have one, you know, here or there, but we're going to try to talk as much as possible about Bel Air in the interim. This episode, she should have told her father, we know about Geoffrey. It's Ashley for me. Like, Ashley was literally just like, uno outs. You want to keep lying? And I love it. I love her energy. And I hope that we get to see more from her next season. G needs to come back ASAP. Being a father is teaching your son accountability for the actions you choose, not blaming everybody else. Hello. Geoffrey quickly became a fan favorite. I know we're going to get his backstory. I think he went back to make amends with his own son. Maybe. Hey, Sandrika. Jazz is your favorite character? Yes. Yes. Okay. So, who do I have in the queue? All right, Tink is back. This is a perfect person to end on. I just accepted you. So, okay. Yes. Okay, hold on. Let it catch up so I can patch you into YouTube. You need more Jazz and G next season, Nia? That's real. I do want more Jazz too. I think we are. We're gonna get it with him and Hilary because they cooking up some stuff with them. Hilary is trying it. And then before we get off here, I will tell y'all what I thought about the episode in whole and what my rankings and everything is. Because I know that y'all asked me about that. I definitely saw it. I wanted to pin it, so I make sure I address it. They cooking up some stuff with them. Hilary is trying it. And then before we get off here, I will tell y'all what I thought about the episode in whole and what my rankings and everything is. Because I know that y'all asked me about that. I definitely saw it. I wanted to pin it, so I'll make sure I address it. Girl, let me know what you think.
Okay, so with Lou, his first story was about his father being in jail and how his father was cold and how his father's actions had an effect on him, right? So you are aware of how your father acted affected you. Why wasn't that how you approached your son? Why wouldn't you think that talking bad about his family would have a negative effect on him? It's like you can't be aware in one situation and then not in the other. And I think one of the ways con artists, try to get in is by bolstering sympathy. So he started out with that story about how his father was in order to get Will to get sympathy for him so it can like soften the blow. That's how I feel about that. And like you was telling Kofi, like you gotta give respect to get it. I don't
Real quick, y'all. Hopefully. Oh wait, the refresh is not what does it. I need to go off and then on.
like you was telling Kofi.
There we go. I think that might fix it. Okay.
Period. Especially when it comes to somebody that's been taking care of me.
Hold on, let me refresh.
Okay.
Ciao. Let me refresh real quick, y'all. Hopefully. Oh wait, the refresh is not what does it. I need to go off and then on.
Like you was telling Kofi.
There we go. I think that might fix it. Okay. Let me know if the sound is back, y'all, before we pick up. Let me know if the sound is still being crazy Hey, Holloman, how are you? It's a little bit of a delay, child, so sorry for the wait. Takes a second. I'm going to need to pop it up myself. Okay, I think we're back.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And then my question too is like, what were you thinking on the whole plane ride there that somebody else paid for?
My question is, did he get flown out there or was he already
Right.
out
He
there?
said the priest, well, his pastor paid for him a plane ticket.
Oh, I must have missed that. I must have been in shock while it child. I gotta go back and read. I was
Yeah,
watching
like,
episode once. I typically watch it twice. Okay, so his pastor flew him out there from Philly. Okay.
and I just want to know, like, what was the angle? What angle were you going to use? Like when you're on a plane or when you're traveling from anywhere, you're thinking about it in your head. How am I going to approach this? And my first thing would be like trying to get to know him rather than trying to, you know, prove what I did or in the past or what other people did in the past. I work like in the social services in the mental health field. So the most important thing is I statements. You need to be accountable. I did this. I felt this way. I wanted it to be this way. He should have done that instead of trying to make everybody else the excuse or the problem.
That's my thing. It's like you came knowing that you was wrong. Did you expect for somebody not to call you out on being wrong? Like you
Right.
didn't come hat in hand enough for me.
Right.
Like you were
Right.
way not humble. So we
And then
already
it's a
starting off
way.
wrong.
Right. It's a way to tell your truth without, dumping on someone else.
Mm-hmm. Or
Acknowledge what
it's
you
a way
did.
for you to not even tell your whole truth. I honestly believe after you've been out your son's life for 13 years and he thinks that you abandoned him, in
Right.
the first meeting, it is not about you.
It's not.
You should be trying to offer up any explanations that he's asking for, but anything that points anything away from what the hell he actually trying to get from you, you don't need
Right.
to say this go round.
Mm-hmm. Like, what do you want out of this relationship? What's the end goal? Like, do you want to be here? Like, what is it? Do you want a relationship? Because it wasn't sounding like that. It
It's
wasn't.
like, yeah, your mama, and it's just like, we ain't friends. How do
Right.
you go from, like, did we meet at
Right.
the bar, boy? What are you talking about? What
And
do you
then
think
it's the switch flip for me too. Like you were doing all this crying, then all this anger come out. Like, what's really going on?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
I don't know. But Jazz really, I think he did kind of put Hilary in her place when he flirted with Ivy. He was like, "You're not gonna poison me, are you?" I'm like, okay, Jazz. She
Listen,
was stuck
I
for a
can't play
second.
games, but Hilary also is trying it, so I was just like, well, you
She
know, that's
did.
your cousin friend.
She gonna get tired of playing with him. She really is. Like he came in his black with his shades on, shirt unbuttoned, chains on. I'm like, girl, y'all matching. Y'all all coordinated up, as what Dia say, coordinated up. Okay, come on.
Yes.
And if he not, it even I know Zai was talking about how they're from different parts of town pretty much, but I'm cool with bringing somebody in my world and giving them more culture. What's wrong with that? Like that shouldn't be a problem or issue, especially when he there supporting you, giving you ideas on how to build your brand.
I think for her though, it's a problem because where he comes from or the lack that he has automatically puts him in a category that she can't see him out of.
Wow. And
And I'm
that's
like, I
sad.
hate that for you, girl.
And that's sad because your dad wasn't always rich either.
Or your mama, honey.
Neither. Neither. So
Not
it's
at
not like you don't know where a struggle or you don't know different cultures.
Yep.
And then you integrated Will so nicely. Why can't it be Jazz too?
Yeah.
As Will got there, she
Yeah.
soon as Will got there, she dressed him up. She's ready, like, let's go. Let me show you this. Let me show you that. Why not do that with Jazz too?
Exactly. You
Yeah,
right. Thank
but
you so much.
yeah, and I do want to say I agree with you. Phil and Viv did not have that conversation about her working with Reed. Ain't no way. Ain't
No
no
way, no
way.
how. But that is an
Mm-mm.
argument and a problem for another day, another season.
Yes.
So
Yes.
clearly, y'all
But
better get used to him because Michael Ealy will be back to Michael Ealy some more.
okay. Yes. And I do think Uncle Phil had more to do with Lou being locked up. He may have not done that exact crime, but he may have done something.
Yeah, I could totally
Yeah.
see it. I could see
Yeah.
it.
But hopefully it's gonna be 15 episodes or more next season.
Listen,
I
Peacock,
need it.
Peacock, we need it in our veins like now, like
Yeah.
16 to 20. I promise
Mm-hmm.
will not go unnoticed. Advertisers, where's y'all money? Because we need it. We need more episodes.
Thank you. And they see how we were feeding for those just the snippets of the episode. Like, can you even put those out sooner? Why don't run right after?
Trailers. I'm out here snatching trailers off of Instagram because y'all put
Yes.
it up 2 seconds before the video, before the whole episode about to drop. Like I'm literally refreshing Peacock every 30 minutes.
Right. I'm already paying for the app. Now you just saying you want me to follow you on Instagram. Okay. I get it.
Then they gonna start putting it on Twitter because I gotta go over there too. All right, now
Right.
y'all gonna put them on TikTok. Y'all gonna literally
Yep.
take us all around the damn universe and make sure we tap in because
Yes.
you got this drug. They got that Dahlia. I don't know if you watch your Force, but Peacock got Dahlia when it comes. I know. I'm sorry. I had one person waiting in the queue, but I am going to shut down because my iPad is actually about to die. That's for one, and we're at 2 hours. So I will try to do another Bel Air live once I drop a few other videos to talk about different things. But I'm about to shut down the IG now. Be sure to drop your comments or something that you wanted to say in the chat or in the comment section of this live video or my breakdown video because I will be going through and responding to that. Hey, Kenny. I will respond to your comments there for sure. Yes. So IG, have a good night. Okay. But YouTube, how did I feel about the episode? Because I know y'all been waiting. Y'all been waiting for me to share. I absolutely love it. I give this episode a 10 out of 10. I would give it a 20 out of 10 if I could. It gave us so many layers of different things. We had the funny when it came to like Hilary and Jazz and those little moments. We had the deep emotions. We had beautiful performances all around, whether it was the very, very intense drama performances from Will and Lou, or it was Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv giving, more mild drama and like reactionary performances. I think they just really knocked it out of the park with this episode. The entire season has been utterly amazing, but they definitely knocked it out of the park with this culmination of the entire season. I think that the season finale has so many amazing elements of why this series was such a hit to begin with and why it has captivated us all. It left us wanting more. I think, Kofi made a great point about how we are kind of leaving with more questions than we have answers, but I'm also not leaving dissatisfied. I am leaving the finale very satiated, very much so like, okay, I feel like the time that we put into consuming these 10 episodes was definitely worthwhile, and they managed to do it in a way that still leaves us wanting more with the questions that we do have. This time that we spent watching Bel Air was not a waste, and I will be going back to rewatch it. Like, I hope that y'all join me for some of these rewatches so that we can really dive a little bit deeper into it. I always see new things when I go back to rewatch series. Yeah, I definitely give this a 10 out of 10. I'm looking forward to next season seeing more from characters. Like I can see characters taking a shift. Like this season, there was a ton about Will, Carlton, and Uncle Phil. Second to them will probably be Aunt Viv. And I could see next season Aunt Viv, her story being prominent, Ashley's story being a little bit more prominent, Hilary's story being a little bit more prominent, and then of course Will, and then Uncle Phil taking a back seat. Like I probably see us seeing Uncle Phil really reactionary next season. Reacting to what Vivian is doing and all her newfound attention and fame, reacting to how he feels now that he isn't actually in a prominent position and don't necessarily know what to do next. I think that Uncle Phil is definitely giving a brother who, if he don't have a plan, he gonna have a problem. And we're going to see that. I'm super interested to see what next season looks like for Carlton. Are we kicking this drug habit? Now, we're going to be fighting initially to get Will back into the house. Okay, cool. But and you realizing that you need Will, have you worked through your jealousy yet? Because I don't think that he has. And I could only imagine the turmoil and all of the angst that's going to come from really, really wanting this man around, wanting this boy around, feeling like that's your brother, but then also still being deeply envious of certain characteristics that he has and the position that he has carved out for himself within their social setting. So I definitely think that we're going to see more of that. Listen, shout out to the whole Bel Air team. They did their damn thing. I am still hooked. I don't even know how many times I'm going to rewatch this series, but I'm probably going to watch it like 4 or 5 times. Okay. Thank you. Oh yeah, I'm going to go back and update this video with the Discord channel because we will be posting updates in there for you guys to see. If you're not on Discord, it's like a private server for us to be able to have communications. And I'm trying to get mine up and running. Thank you so much, Noah, for mentioning that. But yeah, that's what I thought of the episode. I thought that Marlon Wayans as Lou was such a brilliant casting decision. Like, the casting decision literally blew my mind. And honestly, I kind of low-key feel like it's better than Will being Lou. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that. Like, Marlon Wayans being Lou was utterly brilliant. I don't know what Will's going to do next, which is very interesting. I think for him to be the protagonist of the show and for us to be left with this cliffhanger of what is he thinking, what is he going to do next, but still not feeling like we're missing anything, but we just want to know what's going to happen next. Like they were very masterful in how they crafted this episode. I love how the episode began, like in Vivian's art world, and then seeing how everybody else is navigating with their own junk within it. Like, it just gave me everything that it needed to give. Okay. Yes, I reminds again. It's the first time I said it this whole time. Like the video, y'all. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button. It should be like right around this area. And if you're new, hit subscribe. Neek, the Supreme. Hey, boo, you caught me live. I'm so glad that you did. Shout out to you. I think we met over on Mo's channel, cutting up. So shout out to you coming over here and kicking it with your good sis. While Mo is, running around Europe living his best life. Typically he goes live on these nights, I think. Yeah, so those are my thoughts about the episode. Any specific questions for me about what I thought about anything specific that I didn't touch on? Y'all. Let me know. Let me go back through this chat and see. Vaughn says, I was so moved and felt Carlton's pain when he became upset about Will leaving and wanted to find him. That was a genuine emotion. That relationship really has grown. Love that scene. Yes. Olly has definitely taken Carlton and just, over-delivered when it comes to Carlton this season. See, Breeson says, you think I should do a compare and contrast of each character. I'm working on it. I agree. I'm working on it. I'm going to do videos where I'm going to break down the characters from past and then now, the differences. what changes are for the better, which ones we might have, like some things that they might have dropped that we kind of wish that they would have still, for sure. And what I like about them, yes, I can definitely do that. What did Carlton put in his pocket? Simo, Carlton put a bunch of money in his pocket. Yes. Cause he love him some Will now. My, how the large have fallen. I don't know what to say, but listen. Lawrence says classism versus realism, the story between Jazz and Hilary, gonna continue to be interesting. Yeah. And honestly, I hate that for her because it's not gonna end up well for her. The artwork feature was so dope. Like honestly, it's really make I've been wanting to do this anyway, like get art pieces, but now I'm even more so like I need to be filling my space with more art because I loved it. I feel so inspired even looking and seeing some of the things. When will the rewatches start? I'm trying to figure it out. So on my breakdown video, I asked people to drop in the comment section of that video what days work best for them. Y'all could drop it in the comment section of this video. I haven't necessarily decided yet. But I'm trying to figure out what's a good day for everyone, and then we're going to try to schedule it that way. But in the past, we have done rewatches, I think, on Wednesday nights, and then we've also done them on Saturday nights. How do I feel about Carlton and Lisa at the end? I'm glad that Carlton went to her. I was trying to look and see if there was any underlying tones or anything, but I didn't see anything from there. I felt like he genuinely went there about Will, and I think Lisa was genuinely reflecting and like, oh, I messed up and we got to find him, but then also trying to comfort Carlton. I think them as a trio of friends is going to be interesting to see next season. Yep. What about Geoffrey? I'm thinking Geoffrey's back in London. Somebody mentioned maybe he went back to go make it right with his family. Maybe he's going to bring his son next season. I don't know. I'm hoping for more. Do we think Ivy will be poisonous or helpful? I think she will be poisonous. I think that she is a setup, and while it could be great to start with, the moment that Hilary starts to pass her in notoriety and clout and money, it's going to be a problem. I definitely think that's going to be the case. Is this the first series where each episode was great? It was no bad one. I don't think it's the first series. I think All American season 1, every episode was great, I think. The Wire got quite a few seasons where every episode was great. Nick, I would have to look up the actual artist from this particular episode because I don't know offhand, but they do publish that, so I can definitely come back and update like the description box about the artist. What did you think about Ashley saying something to Carlton about protecting his crown or whatever? Honestly, I have to go back and rewatch it because while they were talking at the art gallery, I wasn't really paying full attention. Like I was still processing everybody else's conversation. Like I was processing Viv and her insecurities and around young people not getting the opportunity. I was processing Will and Lisa. I was processing, like, honestly, for a minute, I was holding on because they went from Phillip looking across to see Vivian talking to these people, and then when that dude walked up, I was like, oh, they're gonna cut back to Phillip, and we're gonna see some jealous. So I was like really focused on something else. So then the moment that we got to Ashley and Carlton, I was just like, oh, they're just standing here talking, and I wasn't really dropped in. So I don't necessarily know how I feel about what she said because I didn't really fully register in the moment. Oh, I can watch it in Discord. I didn't know we could do that in Discord. We usually use like Teleparty or this other thing called Rave, and we sync up, and it like literally during the rewatches we're watching at the same exact moment at the same time, and it's really cool. Tamara says, I like how each young male character has a crown or a mention of a crown. It's amazing. Yes. Yes. The performance between Jabari and Marlon was everything. I felt every emotion from each character. Definitely Emmy Awards. They need all the Emmys. All the Emmys. No, I didn't see Jabari's interview. I gotta go look at it. Child, after that whole Oscar fiasco, I've kind of been checked out now because a lot of it has been wearing on my spirit. Whose performance was better, Will Smith or Jabari? I ain't doing that with you. I'm not doing that with you, Zai. I'm not answering that one. Y'all can chime in on that, but I ain't answering it. No, ma'am, no ham, no turkey. I'm not doing that, jumping into that fire. They two different shows. They apples and oranges. They apples and oranges. When we think about it, even when we go back to like the HBO Max special about Fresh Prince of Bel Air, Will, when he got the Fresh Prince as a show, he didn't know how to act, and he even pointed out like there's episodes where he's like saying the other person's lines because part of what was helping him was to say the person's line so that he would remember his line and he would go forth with it. So what I will say is if there was season 1 of the Fresh Prince and season 1 of Bel Air, I don't know if Will at that moment could deliver the drama that Jabari did in this moment. But then also, Jabari would not have had no point of reference had he not had that. So I don't think we can say who's better. You know? You cried at both. Exactly. We cried at both. So yeah. Y'all look out for, I am going to be doing character breakdowns, character comparisons, specific storyline things. So I want to go into Ashley and her potential coming out story. I want to go into Hilary and Jazz. I want to go into Carlton and Lisa and their history. All of those things in the coming weeks with updated videos. If you are new, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, hit that like button because I will be providing additional content and we want to share this out with everyone, and you can help my channel by hitting the like button. Subscribe so that you don't miss anything moving forward when I break down Bel Air, but I'm also breaking down other amazing television series as well. So I'm breaking down All American, I'm breaking down All American Homecoming, I'm breaking down Snowfall. Sisters is currently on hiatus, but I'm breaking that down. And then adding new series every single week as other amazing series premiere or return. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I thank y'all so very much for joining me tonight to chat, and I appreciate you embracing me as I process all of my energy and my emotions and just really, really being supportive. Okay, which story about the father was better? I think I like this one a little better. I like this one better for sure. This father story, I think, because it gave us a little bit more context to the daddy. Shanoa says, I like that they had Jabari say, it feels like no one wants me instead of because the iconic moment just can't be duplicated. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. When Lou told Will that being with Vi was the worst mistake of his life, was he basically saying that he wished he wasn't a father before Will was born? That's what I was saying, because I'm like, how are you thinking about me every single day, but you also wish you never met my mama? Goofy. Like, basically, William, that's what it felt like he was saying. But y'all, I'm about to get out of here. I do have my episode 10 breakdown video, so feel free to go and watch that and then post your comments on there so we can keep that conversation going around the finale, which was wonderfully done, expertly done, masterfully done. And this is our last after show live, but we'll go live again and we'll talk about Bel Air more. I love you all in this community. Thank you for being so candid, so open, and having these beautiful conversations with me. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.